Hello, crypto boys and ghouls, and welcome back to the channel, Tales from the Cryptmancer, where we feature content on play-to-earn games on the blockchain, such as Splinterlands. And today I wanted to do a quick video talking about a upcoming tournament change that I think is a big deal. In fact, I think it could be labeled a huge deal. And a shout out to Chuni, who is a longtime subscriber here to the channel. And he had approached me and just asked me a question around this topic, and I wanted to cover it because I think it's important for the community to maybe talk about and get ahead of, because this could, again, as the title on this thumbnail mentions, could be a big deal for Splinterlands. And the change that I'm talking about isn't official. It's been kind of hinted at and alluded to, I think, by Weirdbeard and others on the team, but it is the change of ghost card tournaments and what that could mean for existing players of Splinterlands, bringing in new players to Splinterlands, and just what it could mean for the game in general. And for those that aren't aware what a ghost card tournament is, well, it's basically a way to even the playing field, right? So everyone has access to essentially the same deck and the same cards at the same level when they enter the tournament. So if you think about that, that's a big change to how tournaments work right now, because right now in Splinterlands, tournaments work based on the cards that you either own or rent, and that's what you have to play with. So in some of these, especially higher league tournaments like Diamond or Champion tournaments or Gold tournaments or even Gold Foil tournaments, if you don't have the cards that you would want because they're too expensive and you didn't rent them or you don't own them, well, you could be at a disadvantage tactically or strategically in the tournament. But with the introduction of ghost card tournaments potentially right around the corner, I don't know if or when this change might be coming, but let's just say it is potentially coming. This could be a game changer because now everyone has the same cards to use in the tournament. Now, first, let me talk about how that might be realized and why it might be a big deal for new players. Weirdbeard has also, I think, mentioned in a couple occasions in streams and such that there could be a subscription type model coming to Splinterlands. In a tournament, a ghost card tournament could be like that pass that allows you to enter a certain level tournament. Like you might have a bronze tournament pass or a silver tournament pass, as an example, where you pay maybe a weekly, a daily, or a monthly fee to gain access to those ghost cards in those tournaments. I don't know the specifics necessarily, but let's just say that's the concept. If so, what it means is, well, I mean, if anyone here is a poker player in Splinterlands, and I think there's quite a few Splinterlands players that have played poker in the past, either online or live or both. But we know how the online poker boom in the past happened, and how I guess viral that went, right? Like everyone was playing online poker, probably in a certain demographics, a certain time period ago, right, in the past. And the reason for that, well, it's because everyone had the same 52 cards in the deck, the same rules to play with, and you could compete against other players ideally on an even playing field, with the only differentiator between you and your opponents is just your skill at playing poker, and obviously a little bit of RNG luck as well. But how does that relate to Splinterlands and new players? Well, if you have a pass for tournaments that allows you access to ghost cards and gives you just as much of a chance of winning from a deck perspective or a card selection perspective as an OG player that's been here for 4 years and might have 19 million collection power, well, now it's an even playing field, or it's really a game of skill at that point, because now you're essentially playing Splinterlands poker in a tournament setting. Now imagine in the future, if you have ghost card tournaments, you could have sit and go tournaments, which we already have right now in the tournament lobby, or obviously large multiplayer tournaments as well with ghost cards. And because everyone has the same cards to work with, it becomes a game of strategy and skill, with obviously a bit of RNG sprinkled in there as well. So this is huge because it could open up Splinterlands to a whole new audience of players because you could bring in players that could buy a Ghost Card tournament pass with credits on a credit card and PayPal, for example, in the game, and just start playing Splinterlands tournaments and start winning SPS tokens and getting introduced to crypto and the game as a whole. And that to me is a big, big game changer. We've been talking about on this channel how, for ultimately us to see a bump in SPS prices and card prices and just the economy getting an uplift, it's going to require new players coming into the game and ideally in large numbers. And this could be exactly one of those catalysts that changes everything for Splinterlands. So, this is a big deal. And this is why I wanted to create a video on it because I don't think anyone's necessarily talking about this yet. And I think it's something that's probably coming soon. It's, Weirdbeard has mentioned that they've been doing development on the coding side and trying to make things happen for tournaments. This obviously would be one thing that they could code and could release into the game. And if so, if it is coming, look out. This could be a big deal. Imagine getting the word out about Splinterlands tournaments with sponsors, with ghost cards, with an even playing field. Yeah, that's a game changer in my mind. So, what do you think? Is this a big deal? Could this change the equation for Splinterlands here this summer, along with everything else that's going on? Is it perhaps part of the big Monday town hall coming up where we have a big announcement, maybe a partnership, maybe a sports announcement, maybe a new game, maybe ghost card tournaments, and maybe legendary fire summoner stats? I don't know. Sounds like Monday could be exciting. Let's see what's on the agenda and let's see what news comes to us within just a few short days. Until next time, keep stacking those stats.
That's entertainment.